What's happening, HEXO traders and investors? It's Rob with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Happy Friday. It is January 20th today. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, going to be discussing the stock HEXO Corp, ticker symbol HEXO on the Nasdaq. We officially received news today that they regained Nasdaq compliance after closing at or above $1 for 10 consecutive business days. We'll also dive into some technical analysis. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the chart in the days and weeks ahead. But there has been quite a bit of volatility and move to the upside, and we have been sort of breaking away from the overall sector and broader market as well. So before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. So congrats to everybody who stayed the course. Obviously, there was no shortage of doom and gloom over the last couple of years, really. Ever since the Canadian legalization happened, we had that huge run up in February 2021. But obviously, not just HEXO, but multiple other companies struggling with, the need to do reverse splits. There was also a video about naked shorting and how the whole manipulation from not just a company's stock perspective, but also like hedge funds and things like that that are doing these naked shorts that are selling more shares that actually exist in a company's share structure. And I don't have the video pulled up here, but one of the recommendations was to encourage companies to get to positive adjusted EBITDA. That was one of the 10 different suggestions. I'll see if I can pull that video up and put it in the comments below. But another suggestion was doing reverse splits, right? So doing reverse share consolidation. And that's something that we've been seeing amongst the MJ space, and I think it's going to be a trend that continues as long as it remains federally illegal in the U.S., right? Until we get, the government regulations, the rules of the road established, we're going to continue to see reverse splits, in my opinion, because of the fact that, the industry is being hindered and it's being held back. So I just want to say congratulations, and obviously to our friends in the South in the U.S., if you're, trading on Robinhood or what have you, if you're worried about your shares being forced to sell or getting delisted, we put that worry to bed today, and we can put that behind us, and it's greener days ahead, no pun intended. But here's the official confirmation from HEXO and Business Wire. A press release that was released on HEXO's website. So HEXO Corp regains compliance with the Nasdaq minimum bid price requirement. And they received a notice on January 19th, 2023, that the company evidenced a closing bid price of its common shares on the Nasdaq at or greater than $1 per share for a minimum requirement for the last 10 consecutive business days. And the president and CEO of HEXO, Charlie Bowman, says, "We're pleased the market is starting to recognize the strides we've made this year to position HEXO for long-term success. We've kept a tight focus on resetting the organization for profitable growth and remain dedicated to delivering a premium MJ experience. We continue to build investor confidence as we look to position HEXO for long-term financial success." And I do think that we could see positive adjusted EBITDA as soon as next quarter. So in March, we could potentially see positive adjusted EBITDA for HEXO. If not, I think over the next 2 quarters is very realistic. And then in my opinion, we could see positive EPS. We could see EPS positive from operations over the next 2 to 3 quarters leading into the summer. So look for those potential catalysts. Also going to be doing another video on a potential CPG update. We know that it's been on hold. HEXO, I reached out to them, their investor relations, and they said that essentially, actually it was Haley Zukanik from Kaiser & Partners, who they outsourced that investor relations to a third party. They mentioned that all non-core projects are on hold right now for HEXO. So there was some news out. Like I said, I'm going to do another video, so tune into that here momentarily. I should have it posted in the next 15 to 20 minutes after this video. And we'll discuss the potential for that, whether or not it's just somebody trolling, if there's fact or fiction to it. But like I said, going to do a whole other video on that. But just want to send a congratulations out to those who stuck to their guns and stayed the course. Obviously, like I said, no shortage of doom and gloom with HEXO and the MJ space at large over the last couple of months and really the last few years. And now we're starting to finally turn the corner, in my opinion. And like I said, we're starting to see massive catalysts. We know that they released a bunch of new strains, and we should start to see some of the Fire and Ice, the XMGs, the collaboration with Molson Coors and Trust Beverage Corp. We should see those hit the shelf soon. We should see the T 2.0, the new Tyson partnership, rebranded under T 2.0. We should see those hit shelves soon as well. And lots to look forward to. So jumping into the chart here, we did have a daily bull flag that I was mentioning that we were targeting. I did a video as well that we had a 4-hour inverse head and shoulders. That was back here. We confirmed the inverse head and shoulders. We were targeting about $1.29. We hit that target, and then we zoomed out to the daily time frame. And once we started daily consolidation, we had the low, the high, the higher low. Anything over 108, we hit a low of 107, so that we can still consider that the potential for a daily bull flag. And if we took the measured move from the low to the high, it said we were targeting about 142 there on the daily bull flag target. And here we are, we exceeded that, but we are starting to form a nice base of support. So old resistance, now looking as new support, it's looking really good. And we closed at the high of the day today. And like I said, we had a huge run up from that low. And then we did start daily consolidation here after the daily bull flag target got met, and we hit a low of 127. So that's our new key daily support going forward. But realistically, as long as 107 held, we were still in a daily uptrend, but now we're at risk of a daily downtrend. So if it's a daily inside bar today, more than likely set up for a potential break next week. So on Monday, we'll see which way this breaks. But essentially, if we do break bullish, we'll continue the daily bounce for the second day in a row, and actually for the second time in 2 days. And then we'll look to key resistance there. So key resistance is going to be 158. That's resistance number one. And then the high of the bounce at 162. So from here, we could potentially form a daily downtrend with a lower high and a lower low. So now the key support, in my opinion, is going to be that low there at 127 USD. Obviously USD, because this is on the Nasdaq. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well on these EMAs, insinuating more upside. But again, just a little concerned at the fact that we could potentially see a lower high and a lower low. What gives us a downtrend is a lower high and a lower low. So here we are, we have the high, low, lower high. And if we get a lower low from here, and lose 127, we'll be in a daily downtrend. What does it mean when you confirm a daily downtrend? It means zoom out to the next higher level time frame, in this instance the weekly time frame, and look for weekly consolidation to get underway. And the low of this week was 127. So if we confirm a daily downtrend by losing 127 on Monday or Tuesday, then we'll confirm a daily downtrend, and then we'll be losing the low of the previous weekly candle, which means weekly consolidation will be underway. Then we'll look for a higher low compared to the low there at 90 cents. Because we're still in a weekly downtrend at the moment. So we have quite a bit of room from this current level. We could drop almost 40% and still just be looking for a weekly higher low. So this is looking really good, and the broader market's starting to show some signs of strength as well. The crypto market's starting to bounce back nicely. So if we can get this weekly consolidation, form that higher low, the higher low being set will be indicated by confirming a daily uptrend once again. So if we do start weekly consolidation and lose the low of last week, then we'll be looking for a daily uptrend to confirm to indicate that our weekly higher low is set. Then we need the higher high, right, to get back into a weekly uptrend. Then from that point, we'll need to confirm a monthly uptrend before we can be any whatsoever confident that the bear market is in and over, and that we could potentially be starting a new bull market. So like I said, probably going to be a while. We have record monthly volume, record weekly volume as well. So it's the highest weekly, daily, and monthly volume now on the Nasdaq this month. So massive volume. Usually volume precedes price. But if I had to guess, I would say that with 10 days left in the month, we're probably not going to start the monthly bounce until next month, because we would need to break $2.63 to start the monthly bounce. And then we would need to form a higher low. So a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high to be back in a monthly uptrend. So still lots of work to do. So it's going to be a couple of months, in my opinion, before we can be confident that the bottom is in and that we're starting a new bull market. But at the moment, we'll just look at the weekly time frame. So we're in a daily uptrend. Well, then if we lose the daily uptrend, or if we start daily consolidation, if we start weekly consolidation and confirm a daily downtrend, then we'll look for weekly consolidation and look for a weekly higher low and an uptrend to confirm there. And then we'll just start it one time frame at a time. So we're in a daily uptrend. We'll look to confirm a weekly uptrend. Then we'll zoom out to the monthly, and we'll look to do so on that time frame. But in terms of the 10-week moving average, it is sitting there at 176, and we also have the 50-day moving average there at 184. So we got some strong resistance coming up. And if we can get over that, we have nothing nearby. The 50 weekly there at 393, we got some runway. So 222 is the 100-day moving average, and then we have the 200-day moving average that are 309. And over the course of the next couple of months, we could confirm a weekly and a monthly uptrend, and then we could potentially see a golden cross as well on the daily time frame. So when the 50-day moving average is below the 200 and the shorter term is below the longer term, in this case, the daily 50 and 200, when the 50 is below the 200 and they cross, that's a golden cross. It happened back here in November of 2020. Price was at around, this is considering post-split, so it was at around $40, and then it ran all the way up to $154. Then we had the death cross in the summer of 2021, and price, when that cross occurred went from $60 all the way down to 90 cents, right? So now we're potentially seeing another golden cross like we saw here, where we had about 500% of upside, give or take, and we'll be looking, maybe it was 300%, but yeah, we'll be looking for a similar type move. In this case, it could even be a bigger move, in my opinion, because of how beaten down we are, not just HEXO, but the whole entire MJ space at large. And if we get any kind of bullish catalyst, say, descheduling or rescheduling or safe banking, any kind of federal legalization in the US, that would obviously ignite the whole sector. And I think HEXO provides some of the most risk versus reward, obviously, but some of the best reward that we could potentially find out there. If HEXO were to go back to all-time highs, you're looking at about, if you were to buy $1,000 worth of HEXO around 90 cents and we go back to all-time highs, you're looking at turning that into almost about $500,000 for every $1,000 invested. And that's assuming HEXO goes back to all-time highs, which I think there's a very high likelihood of that happening. But like I said, I don't invest any more than I'm willing to lose. I didn't have any doubt whatsoever that HEXO was going to be delisted. I said that there was a chance of less than 1% that it got delisted. I've been saying that for months now. And here we are. We had a day to celebrate a little victory. No pun intended, but yeah, obviously a day to celebrate and to just rejoice and kind of take a step back and take a deep breath and just realize that the writing was on the wall. We knew that there was probably a less than 1% chance that HEXO got delisted. And lo and behold, here we are regaining Nasdaq compliance. So congrats to all the HEXO traders and investors out there, like I said, who stayed the course. Going to end it there, though. Let me know in the comments below what you think. We'll continue the conversation in the comments. Always love hearing from you. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Power Group. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you a little bit later on for a CPG partner video update on HEXO. Thank you. Take care. Talk to you soon.